Hello, 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 and welcome to the Efficient Practice Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Evelyn Samuel, and I am super excited about today's episode. Today, we will be covering another new practice series episode where basically we go over things that will help you start your new practice off right from the very beginning. So, we're going to help you start off on the good foot, so to speak. Now, if you have an existing practice, then this podcast will be good for you as well. This series covers things that are maybe new to new practice owners, but also if you have a practice and you just require a little extra structure, then this series will work and benefit you as well. So today we're talking about better scheduling tactics that don't require roller skates. So, what do I mean by that? Well, have you ever had a day where you felt like you were rolling on roller skates, like you were going from patient to patient, chair to chair, and at the end of the day, you reviewed your reports. You probably felt like you saw over 1,000 mouths and multiply that by 100,000 teeth, all to look at your report at the end of the day and see that you weren't productive at all. So this is something that happens quite often in the dental office, where dentists can be very busy, the team can be very busy, but not very productive, which is unfortunate and it's just not good because it increases stress. It allows for the team and the doctor to be dog tired at the end of the day. Like I said before, you look at your report, you realize you've seen all these people, you've jumped from chair to chair, and you haven't been productive. You haven't produced anything. So that's no good. So there is a better way, and roller skates are not required. So, what is a better way? Well, the first thing you need to do as the doctor and the person who is ultimately treating the patients, the person in the office, that's the only person in the office that can do with you what you do. And that's doing the big procedures, treating the patients, treating their dental problems, beautifying their smiles, whether it be cosmetic dentistry or ortho or whatever you are doing in your practice. You are the only person in the office that can do what you do. And as such, you need to be in the operatories doing what you do. You need to have your hands in patients' mouths. You need to be doing procedures. And because we take care of patients, yes, we do, but it's still a small business. And as such, you have to produce. So the first thing you need to do, like I said, is to take control of your schedule. You have to say no. If your team members are putting patients all over the book, scheduling things, scheduling your schedule too tight, putting procedures beside each other that just don't go beside each other. And you know what I mean. There are some procedures that you require a lot of time just because of the nature and the complexity of the procedure, while there are others that are smaller procedures and they need to be scheduling you accordingly. And you have to say no. You have to take control of your schedule. You have to let your team know how your schedule should be done. If front office people, whoever is doing the schedule, if they are not clinical people, meaning if they work in the front only and they've never worked in the back, they may not understand all of the logistics that go into some of the larger procedures. And as such, when they're on the phone or potential patients and patients are calling the schedule, they may see a hole on the block and think, I can put them here. And they can see a hole on the schedule. It might be for an hour. And then they can slap a 2-hour procedure in that block alongside another complex procedure. And it's just not good. When you're scheduled too tight, as you know, and I know, that just lends for all kinds of problems. It makes you run behind. I, for one, cannot stand to run behind. It drives me nuts. I don't like for patients to wait for me. I don't like to wait. And so I value other people's time, but I don't like for patients to wait for me. So I am strict about running on time. So if you're going to run on time, of course, your schedule needs to be done properly. So, as I was saying though, when you're scheduled too tight, it just lends to all kinds of issues. You could be running behind. It causes you, as the doctor, to become uh, frustrated with how the schedule is, especially if you don't have enough time to finish procedures. It causes patients to be agitated if they're having to wait. It lends to mistakes and errors being made, whether that's not getting cases back from the lab or whatever, these mistakes may be. If you're scheduled too tight and you don't have the proper time to do what you're supposed to do, there is an increase in mistakes. At the end of the day, everybody's tired, and it's just not a good, situation or scenario to be in. So that's number one. Take control of your schedule. You are the doctor. If you're the practice owner, it is your practice. And as such, the people who are doing the schedule have to follow and abide by your rules for how you treat patients. But you got to show them what you need them to do, because you can't expect people to do things that you haven't taught them to do, or if you haven't shown them the proper way to do these things. So that I hope I really drove that point home, because it's so important. And like I said before in some of my prior episodes, having a good practice that runs efficiently and effectively and productively with profitability is not hard. It's quite simple. I take that back. It can be hard. It's simple. It's simple, which means it can be done and it's simple to do, but it's not easy. So there's a difference. It's simple, so there's simple processes that you can follow. So you're going to take control of your schedule and then make a template. Template your schedule. Sit down and make a schedule of how you would like it to be. So, what if you could have the perfect day dental scheduling every day? You know that day where you come in and it seems like all the procedures are on the book or productive. They're procedures that you enjoy doing. It seems like all the patients on those days are the patients that come in and they're happy to be there. And those days where everything just goes smooth. Well, you can have that perfect day. You just have to do perfect day scheduling, and you have to template it, have a system for it so that your team members can see it and duplicate it. And you can have those days pretty much every day. I mean, every now and then things are going to happen because that's just life. But if you have a system, you have a template, you've taken control of your book and you've shown your team what you need them to do, you can have perfect day scheduling almost every day. So take control of your book, template your schedule like you would like it to be, because there again, you're the doctor, you're doing the procedures, and you have that schedule how you would like it so you can be the most efficient and productive and give the best care for your patients. Along those same lines, when you're doing a template, you also want to block book your schedule. Now, this is like a major, major, major key as to having practice success, as to having stress-free days. And we all love stress-free, by block booking your schedule. And we'll get into this in another episode. I think block booking in itself requires an entire episode dedicated to it, because it's such an effective tool to help you run your practice. And it's something that we just need to dedicate so we can break it down to how you can do that. But block booking your schedule, in essence, is just having blocks on your schedule where nothing else goes in those blocks but what you assign to those blocks. So therefore, This can help with emergency patients because we all know that emergencies can wreak havoc on a schedule. But if they're scheduled properly, they don't have to do that. You can work patients in and still have a smooth day. So if you're block booking, you're putting these procedures that you want in certain parts of your schedule. And like I said, we will go over that in another separate episode so that we can just kind of really go through how block booking enhances the practice. We can go over how it helps you to produce, how it helps to increase the production and the profitability. And so those are some three pointers you can do with scheduling. Once you do these things, these very simple things, like I said, it's very simple to implement elements into your practice that can help you run it better. So once you do this, it just makes things better. It will decrease stress, which is always good. So it will decrease the stress level of the doctor and the team members. It will allow patients to have better experiences so they're not waiting when you're overbooked. It will allow you to go home at the end of the day and not be dog tired and just exhausted. And it will allow you to be productive at the end of the day. So you really can do more procedures on fewer people and produce just as much or more than you would if you have a lot of people on the book and you're running around like a chicken with its head cut off with roller skates on. So you can increase all those things. You can increase your productivity. You can increase your sanity, which is so important. You can increase your efficiency. I love efficiency. You can increase your efficiency, the patient experiences, and all is well with the world. So doctors, use that first point. Take control of your book. Take control of your schedule, doing the procedures you want to do and scheduling them on a template, how you want them to be scheduled, and block booking so that you can do more on fewer people and in less time. So that's my soapbox for today. I hope you truly receive something out of this. We're going to be covering all of these things that will help new practice owners to set up your practices right from the very beginning. This is simple. It does not mean that it will be easy. In fact, owning a business is not easy. You know, I venture to say that it can be very hard at times. It can be very challenging, but it also can be very rewarding. And you can you can have the practice of your dreams that you desire. You just have to put in the work and implement some systems. And I am here to help you with those systems. So what we're going to do, my team and I have blocked off some time on my schedule, on my calendar, for those of you who feel like you need a little more attention or you would like to talk about your practices and figure out some things that may be things that you're dealing with this new practice or existing practice that, like I said, just requires some extra structure. And we're going to do some breakthrough sessions. So basically what that means is I will jump on a call with you and we will look at your practice. We can look at what's working, what you think is working, what you think is not working, and we can help you kind of devise some steps to get to what you would like to see. And this is completely free. So what we'll be doing on these calls is we will create a crystal clear vision for your ultimate practice success and the perfect lifestyle that you'd like for your practice to provide and support. We will uncover hidden challenges that may be sabotaging the growth of your practice and keeping you working way too many hours. And if nothing else, when you get off of this call, you will feel renewed, re-energized, and inspired to turn your practice into a highly profitable revenue generation machine that practically runs itself. Now, you may ask, Dr. Samuel, why are you doing this for free? Well, I am doing this because I enjoy seeing people and dentists and practices reach their goals. I've been there. I've started a practice from scratch. I have developed systems over the years, and I have seen what works. I've observed many practices in different states all across the country, and there is a secret sauce, for lack of better terms, that can be used to make your practice run better. And over the years, developing systems, studying systems, hiring business coaches myself, I've come up with some key elements that help to do this. And so I know that when we get on this call and we're coming up with just speaking to you about your practice, I'll be honest, you may want my help to help you do more. And so I'm getting on this call. It is a free session. And if you'd like to work with us more, then that offer will be there. And if not, that's fine too. But you will find that this will be probably the best 30, 45 minutes or however long we're on the call, the best time that you've had and dedicated to planning to grow your practice. So if you want to get on one of these calls, just go to www.drevelyn.com/call. Again, that's Dr. Evelyn T. Samuel.com/call. I can't wait to chat with you. And so this concludes another episode of the Efficient Practice Podcast. This is Dr. Evelyn Samuel signing off. And until we meet again, take care and be well.